Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching MaxSpeedTV. Tonight, the USRA, the TNT Truck Series, live here from Texas Motor Speedway. Everything's bigger in Texas, just like myself. I'm Roger Muth, and I got the Temple himself, the big bad man, Bobby Johnson, back in the booth with me today. Bobby, how's it going over there?
It's going great. It's cold, it's sleet, it's freezing, it's raining, but you know what? All my exes live in Texas.
All your exes live in Texas. That's exactly the same tune, the same song that Zach Nichols is preaching right now as he's up on top of the speed charts here from Texas with Sean Butler in second. John Furness is in the third position. Steve Holmes, after last week's great finish in the top 10 here, backing that up with a fourth fastest time here in practice. Last week's winner, Matt Kemp, still here. He was your first-time winner there from Pocono Raceway last weekend. Morgan Beard right now in your sixth position. And it looks like Patterson is back in action here tonight in the 117. He is seventh on the board. And Mike Grandy back in action also in the 72 machine. He's eighth right now on the speed charts. Brendan Bogo is ninth. And Robert Duvendak right now rounds out your top 10 here in practice. Well, Bobby, I know it's been a little bit since you've been on track here with these guys. But last week we were over at Pocono. And what one heck of a race you missed over there. We saw Matt Kemp battle it out all the way to the end. It came down to pit strategy versus 2 tires for Zach Nichols and 4 tires for Matt Kemp, and the 4 tires outlasted the 2-tire stop. It's probably pretty much what we're going to see here tonight. It's going to be a battle of who can keep the tires underneath their trucks. As I've been talking to some of these guys, and they're pretty much saying these tires are being chewed up real quick. And while we're talking about all those tires and whatnot, let's pull up our pre-race here and let's get to seeing what this track has in store for us here tonight. As you see right there down on the bottom, we are at the Texas Motor Speedway, America's great speedway that is in Fort Worth, Texas. Partly cloudy is the forecast here today with an air temp of 77 degrees. I wish it was 77 here in the Northeast where Bobby and I are from, but unfortunately it's not. Track temp out there tonight is going to be a blistering 94 degrees. That's just here in the practice session. That's going to probably climb once we have all 30, looks like 31 trucks now have entered the lobby. So once all 31 trucks are out there on track, look at that to climb into the triple digits. 80 laps is the distance here for the rotations around this track. That's going to give you a total mileage of about 120 laps we're going to be scheduled for tonight. We talked about the tire window, while the tires being chewed up here from Texas with the temperatures. 8 to probably 13 laps you're looking. Anything more than that, you're probably going to see guys come down and grab 4 fresh tires. Tonight, these guys are going to be able to, they're running 100% fuel load in these trucks like they do every Tuesday night. So that's going to equal out to 1 pit stop. So that's going to put strategy into who's coming down first or who's going to sit out there, hopefully wait, or I don't say hopefully, but wait for a caution and try and play the strategy for themselves. 55 miles an hour is going to be the pit road speed. So we're going to have to also watch if we get green flag pit stops, who's going to be able to whoa that horse up to 55 miles an hour and get her down pit road. Well, Bobby, as we talked about that, what are you thinking tonight's going to be like?
Tonight's going to be just as fun as it is every other night when we're out here with these cats. These guys run all out balls to the wall. Period. It doesn't matter what track they're at. These guys just flat out hit the loud pedal and they get it going. Same thing today, what we're going to see. 2-3 wide racing here at Texas. And yeah, you want to talk about chewing your tires up? Your tires can't get chewed up anymore if he wants to set them up on blocks and have a gator chew at them for a while. This track just destroys tires, and these guys know it. And bottom line is, it's going to come down to who can stay clean, who can manage tire wear. That is going to be the essence of this game right here.
You talk about who can manage what. Well, let's take a look here at something about managing. Here is your TNT Truck Series, your point standings. After they sit here, I think this is after 17 races, only 3 more races, 2 more after tonight left in the season. Eric Hawley coming on strong here in the late going. Eric Hawley holds the points lead over Cody Levitt by 29 points. Neither of those drivers have a win this season with the TNT Truck Series. Jamie Leach, though, who sits in that 3rd position, a 2-time winner at the restrictor plate tracks. Then in the 4th position, we have Robert Duvendak, who doesn't have a win himself here with the Truck Series, but he was a very strong contender in the early going. Towards the end of this latter season, though, Robert Duvendak been finding some trouble and slipping a couple positions in the last couple weeks. He finds himself now in that 4th position. Brendan Bogo, one of those guys who normally doesn't get talked about too much, kind of a very quiet driver. He finds himself inside the top 5 in the 5th position. David Carmen finds himself in that 6th position, 83 points behind. Cole Day finds himself in that 7th position, and along with Jeff Pogo right there in the 8th position. Christopher Monroe moving up a spot this week, finds himself in the 9th position, along with Jordan Smith, finally able to crack that top 10. The 11th place is going to go to a Doug Ungari, who's 168 points back from Eric Hawley. Jared Hagedorn finds himself 12th on points, and Luke LaFaro finds himself in the 13th spot. Steve Holmes, after having a great finish last week at Pocono, going to find himself now slotted into 14th in the point standings. Zach Nichols, who has a handful of wins and has pretty much dominated a lot of this season, finds himself, though, back in the 15th spot after missing quite a few races. Anthony Reynolds finds himself 16th. 17th is going to be John Furness, and 18th is going to be last week's winner, Matt Kemp. Josiah Millen finds himself in the 19th spot, and Morgan Beard finds himself back inside the top 20. Morgan Beard's been fighting all year to keep himself inside the top 20 in points, and right now, with only a handful of races, he has himself back inside the top 10. But, Bobby, we're looking at these point standings still here on screen, and Eric Hawley has that 29-point lead over the silent killer Cody Levitt right now, and a 34-point lead over Jamie Leach. And then Robert Duvendak is just hanging on there with 48 points back from Eric Hawley. What's Eric Hawley going to need to do here the rest of this season to hold off these other three contenders?
He needs to do what he's been doing this entire season of this race. He needs to keep his nose clean. He needs to be there at the end. Most importantly, stay consistent. This guy is so consistent, it's not funny. You always see him right around there in that top 7, top 10 area, and that's the reason why he's where he's at today. I do believe that if he gets a good handle on this track right here and he's able to stay clean and manage his tires, I think he's one of the guys that you're going to want to look out for here tonight.
Absolutely. Well, coming up next here tonight, we got qualifying in just under a minute. Over here later tonight, you can catch Racing for a Cause, the Vapor Trails Clothing Truck Series, broadcast by K.R. Stolfus himself. Tomorrow night, you got Bobby and myself back in the booth for the Salt Flat Racing, the IROC Street Stock Series. That's going to be the first race of the season. It's the inaugural race for the IROC Series, so Bobby and myself were pretty pumped up for that. And then also tomorrow night, after the Salt Flat race, you can catch Racing for a Cause, the K&N Series. But we're going to take a break here. We're going to step away for just a moment as we got just a little time left here in practice before qualifying. We're running a little late. We'll get you the national anthem, and we'll be right back with you for qualifying.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying is underway as you see a handful of times already rolling in on the left-hand side of the screen as we watch Matt Kemp in the number 5 roll around. He's done with his qualifying attempts. He's just going to make a couple pit road runs right now. Matt Kemp does find himself up top on the leaderboards. Cody Levitt here sporting a new color, a new Mountain Dew ice car out here tonight. Finds himself in that 2nd position as of right now. A couple guys out here that are taking time. Little Jeff Pogo out here right now finds himself way back in the field, finds himself in that 14th spot. And Bobby, if you look at your 13th contender right now, actually it's switched down to 14th, 15th as times are coming in, as Jared Hagerdorn finds himself right now in that 15th spot out there.
Yeah, you're talking about little Jeffrey Pogo right there. He had a fun night there playing around with the street stocks, practicing up at the Daytona race. He was a force to be reckoned with that night. He was having some fun.
That was the street stocks, but this is the truck series. As Danny Valenzuela also out here tonight. Haven't seen Danny in quite a couple weeks, but he's back out here running with these the TNT boys, and good to see him back. We're always good to see drivers that we know out here on track week in and week out. And Danny's just one of those guys that we just happen to know, and he's out there rolling around. But Matt Kemp still has the #1 position here in qualifying. Cody Levitt is still in that 2nd position. Galen Gidman went out and put that 119 machine in 3rd. Ross Cato is 4th, and Robert Duvendak finds himself right now in that 5th position. Still have about 10 cars left to take times. That's going to include the #3 here of Cole Day, who's out there on track. Luke Lafaro also out there on track taking a time, along with Josh Patterson.
One thing about it that you can count on right now, I'll tell you, Roger, it's not only going to be slick out there and you got to manage your tires, but I noticed here during practice, once they wheel up underneath somebody or whatever, it makes your back end so loose. And it is really, really easy to get somebody squirrely out here on this track. So you want to keep an eye on that.
Something else that you're going to have to take notice to here tonight is we're going to have to see how these guys manage turn 2, because Bobby, you and I know this may be a 1.5-mile track, but it doesn't really drive like a 1.5-mile track when you come off turn 2. Turn 2 reminds you more of something like a Dover. The car, or in this case the truck, is always slipping and sliding out of control. As we see Cole Day come past there, he's going to go 18th on the board. But turn 2 will sneak up on you, jump out, and bite you, and it could end your night real quick. So that's something we're going to have to watch out for, especially if these guys are going too wide through turn 2, because the outside guy, if he bounces off that wall, he could take along the inside guy, plus probably 2 or 3 guys behind him yet, so it could wad these guys up real quick. We got one other guy who just came out here on track. He's just taking the green flag now. Zach Nichols in the 15, a 3-time winner here with the Truck Series, taking the green flag. He won't have enough time, Bobby, to come back around, as he's having connection issues also, because there's only 9 seconds left here in practice. John Furness is out there right now in the 26 machine. He has that 26 machine right now in the 6th position, and that's where he's going to pretty much find himself settling in at. The qualifying is now over as these guys get to grid. We'll take you through your grid here in just a moment as we wait for some of these guys to get out there on track and just pretty much grid up is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes it takes a little bit, Bobby, just to get the words out of the mouth.
Well, we're back here. It's new. It's cold outside. I'm sure we're all going to be like that here before it's over with, because we're going to get ready to live in the frozen tundra. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be hot in Texas.
Hot in Texas, that is we're going to throw up your grid right here. Here's your TNT Truck Series starting lineup for the USRA. That's the United Sim Racing Association. Right there, you got Matt Kemp in the #5 is going to start on pole here tonight. Congratulations to Matt Kemp. Cody Levitt going to start right next door to him, though, in that 38 machine. Starting in your 3rd position, that's going to be Galen Gidman in the 119. Starting on your 4th spot is going to be the 57 of Ross Cato. 5th position is going to go to the driver of the #12, Robert Duvendak. John Furness is going to start right alongside him in the 26. The 117 of Josh Patterson is going to roll off in your 7th position. Brett Mbogo in the 78 is going to start 8th. 9th place here tonight is going to be the 42 of Tyler Dugan. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be the #10 of Morgan Beard.
Coming in at #11th in here, the #8 of Eric Holly. Keep an eye on him tonight. He's on a pretty good run, too. 12th position, 25 of Jordan Smith. 13th, the 00 of Evan Pienta. Looks like 14th is going to be driven on the 82 of Anthony Reynolds. 15th position is going to be by Mike Grandi, I believe. 16th, Luke Lafaro. 17th position, the 41 of Dalton Kilroy. 18th position is held by the #3 of Cole Day. 19th position, #19, Skip Carmen. 20th position is held by the 04 of no relation to Ricky, Danny R. Valenzuela.
In your 21st position, that's going to be the number 2 of Jamie Leach. The 03 of Bradley Allison's going to roll off in your 22nd position. Your 23rd position is going to go to the number 30 of David Carmen. The 22 of Jared Hagerdorn is going to start in your 24th position. 25th is going to go to the 16 of Ed Hewitt. Little Jeff Pogo Stick's going to have to hop on his Pogo Stick as he starts in the 26th position. 27th is going to go to the 62 of Michael DeMico. Number 15 is Zach Nichols, going to start in your 28th position. 29th is going to go to the 88 of Sean Butler. Steve Holmes in the 18 is going to start 30th, 32nd, and rounding out the field tonight is going to be Donald Bennett in the 31. Well, Bobby, these guys are rolling through turn 1 and 2 right now. What are you looking at tonight? Who are you looking at?
I don't know. There's so many good drivers out here. It's really going to be up in the air. All I know is who's ever going to come out of this on top is going to be somebody that can definitely run their truck, manage their tires as well as they can, and stay out of trouble. The guy that can do those two things, that's the guy I'm going to pick's going to be your winner.
Well, Bobby, that's a bald move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for you as these guys work through his turns number 3 and 4 here, waiting for that pace car to roll off so we can get up here to speed, riding the high line possibly tonight here at Texas. As you see the pace car diving in right now, it's in the hands of the number 5 of Matt Kemp as there's the green flag. The green flag is waving for the first time here at Texas Motor Speedway. Down into turn number 1. Matt Kemp has the advantage on the inside, followed by the 119 of Galen Gidman. Both those drivers nose to tail. Cody Levitt losing a little bit of ground on that top side, not able to put the power down there on the front stretch. He's going to find himself back into the 3rd position now with the number 12 of Robert Duvendak looking to the inside of him. Robert not going to have the momentum. Looks like Cody actually found a little bit of horsepower at that 38. He motored back around Robert. As they come to complete lap number 1, it looks like lap number 1 is going to be going to the number 5 of Matt Kemp.
It's going to number 5, Matt Kemp, right now, but I'm pretty sure the 119 of Gidman is wanting it, and it looks like he may end up having it this lap around. Running pretty good on that bottom line right now. Hopefully that top line is going to pick up a little bit once they get some tire wear in there. But it looks like the bottom line is the way to go. As you can see right now, Cody, the number 38, he's running that low line, and he's coming up and he's challenging Mike Kemp for 2nd.
Cody Levitt coming out of nowhere after having that bad start now finds himself in the 3rd position. Nose to tail with your 2 leaders. Gidman's leading, Kemp in 2nd, and Levitt in 3rd. Right behind them, though, you got Duvendak in the number 12. He's in the 4th place, followed by Josh Patterson, who's 5th. And then you got to go 2 wide back there. It looks like Ross Cato in the 57 to the outside, and I believe that's Morgan Beard to the inside in the number 10. As they work down into turns 3 and 4 here, it looks like Morgan Beard, though, is going to come out here on top this time as this battle kind of fizzles right there now. Morgan Beard finds himself in that 6th position, now with Ross Cato behind him, along with Tyler Dugan, as they go side by side down into turn number 1.
All these guys are doing a really, really good job. Obviously, the bottom is the fastest way around this track right now. They get some rubber throw down, but they're giving each other some room. They realize what an important race this is, especially the top 5 guys in the points. And they're using their heads right now and playing a pretty good smart round around here.
Yeah, side by side, still going to be the 57 of Ross Cato, and it looks like John Furness now. Looks like John Furness is going to go to the inside of Cato here as they work through the trioval once again here. 4 laps in the books, but right now it looks like Jordan Smith also going to go door to door here as they work through turns 1 and 2 once again. Ross Cato is pretty much stuck on the high line, and there is just no grip right now on the outside lane.
And I got to tell you, Roger, I'm kind of surprised the old turn 2 wall hasn't come up and bit somebody just yet. I think they still got a little bit of tread on those tires, but that's something that you're going to watch out for in about another 10 laps here or so. As the laps wind down, these trucks are going to get gnarly loose.
Loose is what they're going to be coming off turn number 4, but we're going to have to watch that turn 2 wall. As you said, nobody has found it just yet that we have caught. I think maybe if we go a little bit back in the field, I think I might have seen Sean Butler at one point duck out from hitting that wall. Actually, that 88 still looks fairly clean, so possibly no damage done to his machine. These guys so far got 6 laps in the book. Good racing going on through the field. Jamie Leach, though, one of your points championship contenders, finds himself back in the 20th position. He's started in your 21st position, Bobby, and has not moved. Looking through here, looking at a couple of your other championship contenders, Eric Hawley finds himself running in the 12th position, only has lost one spot here on the start. And then you got to go up front here to find the number 12 of Robert Duvendak, who started in your 5th position, now running in your 4th position. And right ahead of him is going to be the guy running in your 3rd position. That's going to be Cody Levitt. He started 2nd, lost 1 position on the initial start, now finds himself, well, I shouldn't say now finds himself, but still finds himself up inside your top 5 here.
8 out of 80 laps down, going on 9 here pretty soon. It's a long way to go in this race, Roger, and everybody's basically just trying to feel things out, feel each other out a little bit, and, you know, just wind some laps down and try to stay out of trouble so they can be there towards the end. Every single one of these cats is thinking the exact same thing. When is the big one going to happen? If it's going to happen, and am I going to be able to make an evasive enough maneuver and get out of it? Because I'm not really sure about any fast repairs these guys have at all, but even if they have one fast repair, which I don't know, 80 laps is a long way to go, and hoping and praying you don't get in trouble.
80 laps the distance, working lap number 9, and they do have no fast repairs here for the USRA, not even over here on the Truck Series. As Bobby, I'm looking at timing and scoring right now, and I'm seeing a lap car that could possibly come into factor here. The 31 of Donald Bennett. Not sure what happened to the driver of the 31, as he's already shown 1 lap down, and the leaders are coming at him with a full head of steam. They are running him down as you see him right now work off turn 2, as Donald's only about maybe a half straightaway ahead of these guys right now. So probably within the next handful of laps, they're going to work their way up onto the driver of the 31, as Gidman is still leading out here from Texas. 8 laps led for him. I'm already counting the one that we're on here as he's coming out of turn 4. 9 laps now led for the driver of the 119 of Galen Gidman. Matt Kemp finds himself right there, though, right on the heels of him. Cody Levitt then just about a car length and a half back from the back bumper of the number 5, and Robert Duvendak about almost a second behind the leader of Galen Gidman, and Morgan Beard then a little bit farther back, just about a second and a half back.
I can assure you the admins are really good here in this league, and I'm sure they've already advised this car that's going to lap down to, you know, stay out of the leader's way, go high or whatnot. I don't think that's going to be any kind of an issue, to be honest with you. But I will tell you, that Matt Kemp is all over the butt of Gidman up there. He really is trying to get him kind of loose. If you watch him drive right up underneath him to get him loose enough to try to make any kind of a move. But they are coming up on this lap truck up here pretty soon, and I'm sure that's probably just going to be safe to stay tucked in behind him and just ride this thing through for a little bit.
As you see the 119 of Gidman kind of make a little room right now, has about a half car length lead over the number 5 of Matt Kemp, as they are really pulling now on the driver of the 31. As you said yourself, Bobby, I'm sure they have already notified the driver that the leaders are coming up on him pretty fast. He'll most likely look to just, there you go, you see him duck to the inside there, driver of the 31 pulling the gentleman's way of getting out of the leaders, and he's going to go right to the apron right now, and he's going to let the entire field work their way by. So smart move by the driver of the 31, just not up to speed right now, so he's just going to pull it out of the way. He doesn't want to be involved in anything here with the leaders, as we are 13 laps already gone, just like that in the blink of the eye. Working lap number 14, it's still Galen Gidman out front, Matt Kemp 2nd, Cody Levitt in your 3rd position, Robert Duvendak in 4th, Morgan Beard 5th. Running in your 6th position a little bit farther back in that pink machine right there, the 26 of John Furness. Then it's going to be the 117 of Josh Patterson in your 7th position. Tyler Dugan in the 42 is in your 8th position. Jordan Smith is in 9th. And then Ross Cato, who's going to lose that position right there to Jordan. He's going to be the 10th place car running right now.
I was just sitting there watching that double zero of Evan Pienta. He rolled right up underneath the truck right there of, I'm not quite sure who that was that's in front of him right now, but whoever it was, I can guarantee you he gave him a little kiss and let him know that he was sitting right there. I believe that might have been Luke Fierro that he gave a little touch to or whatever. He did a good job of keeping that car straight.
Luke Lafaro driving right in front there. That's going to be the 20, the blue Oreo machine. He's driving right there. There he is on screen. And right behind him is going to be the 00 of Evan Pienta there in the 00, the Ineos car, with Jamie Leach followed right behind them. That's 18th, 19th, and 20th. And I believe Anthony Reynolds is the guy right behind him sporting new mellow yellow colors for the driver of the 82. So those 4 guys bunched up nose to tail right here, battling it out. As we got to go all the way up here, I believe I see the number 15 is Zach Nichols side by side with the 41 there of Dalton Kilroe. That's the battle for your 12th and your 13th positions. You see Sean Butler just behind those guys in the 88 got a little bit of that apron, and it kind of upset that truck just a little bit coming through turns 3 and 4. He was able to gather it up, though, and no issues there. He's going to be able to carry on his way and try to look to go also underneath the 41 of Dalton Kilroe.
Yeah, you got to be really careful when you're going around here, especially at Texas. If you grab that apron with your left front tire, it is going to send you flying, and it's a handful just to try to keep it under control.
As there you see that battle between the 41 to the outside, the 88 to the inside as they work off turn number 4 this time by. They're still door to door as they're going to come by the start-finish line, give that lap, though, to the 41. Dalton's going to hang on to his position. But the question is, how long can the driver of the 41 hang on to that outside lane there and still be able to go side by side with Sean Butler without chewing up his tires?
I'll tell you what, Roger, they're so close there for a while racing that they were able to reach out the window and clean each other's visors off.
They may have cleaned their visor off just a little bit there, but Sean Butler's going to outlast the driver of the 41. So now move Sean Butler into the 13th position, and the driver of the 41, Dalton Kilroe, back to your 14th position. Let's take a look, though, back out front, though. Matt Kemp has worked his way around Galen Gidman to take back over the lead, so now give Matt Kemp the lead. Galen Gidman finds himself in second, and Cody Levitt's still sitting there in third, but here comes the driver of the number 10. Morgan Beard is on a mission. He's now got a round Robert Duvendak, as Duvendak is now side by side with John Furness here. That Duvendak's trying to hang on to having a top 5 position right now, as it pretty much just seems like John Furness is pushing the number 10 of Morgan Beard around this track.
I'll tell you what, Cody Levitt better look in his rearview mirror, because he's got a couple cats coming and coming fast, and he knows it.
Seems like the driver of the 38, Cody Levitt, here kind of losing ground as the run goes on, as we're already 19 laps into a green flag run here from the Texas Motor Speedway. Cody's now lost 2 seconds to the leaders. Just about 5-6 laps ago, Cody was right on the back bumper of Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp being now your leader here, but now lost 2 seconds. Kind of got a little bit back that time. Now it's 1.7 to the leader, but still not that close.
One thing about it too, eventually if these guys get to see green flag pit stops, you know as well as I do, those are not only fun to watch, but they're very, very hard to execute, because normally these guys are always pitting usually under a caution like everybody else. Well, if this turns out to green flag pit stops, I mean, this is just going to be fun overall for everybody, just to see who's going to be able to stop these trucks and get them down to that pit road speed.
Absolutely, and there for a moment we thought the number 10 of Morgan Beard was going to go to the inside of the 38 of Cody Levitt. Fortunately, that didn't work out for him, as actually he's going to fight back this time off turn number 2. Now might have the number 10 there to the inside just a little bit. He does. You can tell Cody Levitt went to the outside. He was going to let Morgan Beard have the position. He is not going to fight him that hard this early for that spot. They're going to go door to door, though, off the corner, but Morgan Beard will have the entry point into turn number 1, as the inside lane is the preferred lane here.
You've got John Furness lurking right there, just waiting for one of these guys to kind of muff up a little bit so he can figure out what lane he wants to take. And right behind Furness, you've also got Eric Holly sitting right there watching the show, and he's waiting for something to go on.
Well, Bobby, I think that's actually the number 12 of Robert Duvendak, and I know where you got confused, because these two drivers run the same identical paint scheme, colors pretty much, just a different sponsor on the hood. And there for a moment I was along with you until I realized there was no neon yellow. It was just a flat yellow. But hey, look at these two guys. They're still door to door. Still the number 10 Morgan Beard and the number 38 of Cody Levitt still door to door. They've been door to door now for the last 4 or 5 laps like this. Sooner or later, one of these drivers are going to have to, win the battle.
Well, what I like about it is they're doing a lot of giving and taking right now. Cody Levitt was a stand-up guy right there. He could have kept that pinched. He could have kept that number 10 of Morgan Beard pinched all the way down, real close to that apron, and made him get out of that throttle a little bit. Otherwise, he went up and hit him. But you know what? He was smart enough. He realized it's a long way to go in this race, and there's no sense taking any unnecessary chances.
Unnecessary chances it is, as Morgan Beard's going to find his way now into the 3rd position. John Furness is now the one looking to the inside of Cody Levitt. Down the backstretch they go into turn 3. It looks like John Furness is going to get that position from Levitt. That's going to put him and Robert Duvendak then into a battle. Will the driver of the 12 let the 38 have the position? No, as it looks like Robert's going to throw it to the inside now on the 38 of Levitt. Can he possibly take that position away and go back inside the top 5 as Levitt's kind of slipping here on a long run?
You just corrected me and calling, making sure that was Robert Duvidak instead of Eric Holly. Well, I'm going to tell you, there ain't nobody on this track is as hungry for a win as Robert Duvidak. He's been so close so many times, but he's been unable to pull it off, and I am sure he is just absolutely drooling at the mouth of trying to get this first win in his truck.
You know, Bobby, I'm really surprised at the driver of the 38 here of Cody, as he's able to hang on to that high line and run times that he is, and, just being able to find the grip there. Usually at Texas Motor Speedway, we don't find or see people being able to hang on to the top side. And I'm going to chalk this up to these trucks creating so much downforce as they're actually, you see the 38 kind of block a little bit there on the 12 of Duvendak. But I got to think it's got to be the downforce with these trucks that allows him to keep the momentum on the high side.
It is. The downforce it's really, really good on these trucks. They're a lot better than the Cup cars or any of the other the cars that are out here running this track. But also, you got a lot of guys that are running here. They're trying that high line. They're trying to get it ran in, grooved in, trying to get the rubber down on there. And as this race progresses, you're going to notice that high line is actually going to be just as quick as what the bottom line is. As you can see right there, that there's just no way Robert Duvendak can even come up to even make a chance to try to pass Cody Levitt on that bottom side. That top side, it's quick if you can hold it.
Yeah, as we see the driver there, the 38, is now in front of Robert Duvendak, as Duvendak actually hits the grass there that time coming through the trial. Well, that got the number 12 truck a little out of shape, but look to the guy who's right behind Cody right now, the 42 of Tyler Dugan. He has come to the party from the 9th position, now running in the 6th position. Actually, it's showing him 6th, but he's side by side with Duvendak right now. He saw what Cody was able to do on the outside, so he's jumped up there. They get real close that time through turns 3 and 4. Dugan and Duvendak do, but he saw what Cody was able to do on the outside, and he's jumped up there now thinking maybe he can possibly work his way around the number 12 machine, and it's working out pretty good right now for him.
Yeah, if you notice right now, he is up on that high side. It's kind of, I guess, if you want to call it a middle groove, if you will. It's kind of on the bottom and kind of on the top right there. And that's where that rubber is slowly working its way up the track. And when it does, you're going to see definitely a good 2-truck groove going around this track.
Talking about a 2-groove track, but now if you look at the number 10 there, Morgan Beard, he's side by side with John Furness. John Furness really trying the outside lane too. He saw it worked out for the 38, and now he's done it, and now he's drove his way around the number 10 of Morgan Beard. So put John Furness in that pink, I'm not sure what kind of paint scheme it is. It has rainbows, it has cats. We're just going to call it the My Little Cat truck. There, now the 26 of John Furness has worked his way into the 3rd position. That puts Morgan Beard all the way back into the 4th position. Cody Levitt still holding on to the top 5. So it's still Kemp, Gidman, Furness, Beard, Levitt rounds out your top 5. 31 laps in the book here from Texas Motor Speedway. Matt Kemp has now opened up a gap of a second over Galen Gidman. Matt Kemp looking to go back-to-back here in the Truck Series for the TNT Truck Series. Broke into victory lane last week with a win at Pocono. When we talked to him in victory lane last week, he said he doesn't know where it came from. He just thought 4 tires was better than 2 tires, and, well, he gambled right there on the last restart and drove his way around on the outside of turn 3 around one of the best drivers here with the USRA, the TNT Truck Series. That was going to be the number 15 of Zach Nichols. So 2 teammates battled it out last week, and the number 5 of Matt Kemp outlasting his teammate of Zach Nichols.
I can about guarantee you every single one of these drivers out here is probably singing a country Texas style song about wanting 4 tires. These guys are probably just begging for new tires right now. They got 33 laps wrapped up on these old tires, and I know these trucks are getting to be a handful right now, but we have a lot of taking and giving still. But you know what? Later down the road, Roger, you know as well as I do, there ain't going to be any taking. It's going to be all giving.
Well, Bobby, I think it's backwards. It's going to be all taking, no giving, but we knew what you meant. But all the way back in the 17th position, checking up on a couple of our points championship contenders, the number 2 of Jamie Leach finds himself in the 17th position, right behind the driver of the number 8, your points leader as they came into tonight, the 8 of Eric Holly. He finds himself in that 16th position, and they are both chasing Robert Duvendak, who's kind of sliding back here on the long run. He's now finds himself in 8th position, and with Sean Butler right on the back bumper of that number 12 machine. Right in front of those guys, though, Cody Levitt being the one that's having the best run of the 4 drivers here tonight. He finds himself in 6th. He just lost 5th place to the number 15 is Zach Nichols. So Zach Nichols, who started in the 28th position, is now, Bobby, inside the top 5. The question is, did he start too far back here tonight to possibly run down his teammate of Matt Kemp, as he's actually having connection issues, and he's been having connection issues for a couple weeks now, but he finds himself inside your top 5 here. Now the question is, if you're the driver of the 15 and you've come through the field from the 28th starting position to the 5th position, coming to halfway in just a handful of laps, are you going to try and short pit, get yourself on pit road here before the leaders, and possibly make up a little bit of ground?
To be honest with you, that'd be a great idea. But I know what he's thinking. He's going to hold it as much as he's probably praying for a caution himself, to be honest with you. But I'll tell you, I'm sitting back here watching this battle going on between Cody Lovett and the 42 of Tyler Dugan. And then you got the 88 involved right behind him, giving him a shove. Sean Butler shoving him. These 3 guys right here, man, I mean, this is a battle going on. But you know what? Cody's still on that outside, son, just as hanging as tough as ever.
Cody Levitt right now trying to hang on to the 6th position. It shows him in 7th, but look at that outside lane as they go down the backstretch. We're watching from the spotter stand right now. See the power, the momentum that the 38 gets off the corner to go down the backstretch. He went from being, you know, a half a car behind the 42 to actually having about a half a car on the 42. Let's see how it works out this time coming off turn number 4, as he still held a half car on the 42, as it looks like he might clear him. Maybe if he wants to get down to the bottom lane there, you just saw it, the 38 be able to get down in front of the 42, maybe put a little bit of a dirty air on the front nose of him. But actually, Levitt slides up through the middle of the corner. That's going to allow Dugan to come back on the inside. So this battle just keeps going back and forth between these 2 drivers for that 6th and 7th position.
And the one thing I do notice, and you know this too, Roger, if you can run a high side, well, that's just it's gonna be, you know, you're taking care of your tires that way. You're gonna have a little bit more tread than what these guys are running around here on this bottom side. And as you can see right now, it's starting to show him running most of this race on that top side. Now he's starting to get a decent groove down there, and he's starting to pull away from these guys.
That's right. That time through turns 3 and 4, it looked like Tyler Dugan in the 42 has been running the inside oh so well. Got a little bit of the apron, so now the driver of the 42 losing all momentum, and Dugan going backwards. He's going to lose another position there. He lost a position to look like the 88 of Sean Butler, the number 12 of Robert Duvendak, and now actually it looks like Tyler Dugan going to be the first one coming down pit road.
Yeah, it's going to be time for all these cats to be coming down here. The good news is they're all going to be coming down hopefully at the same time, because that's going to create a problem. But I'm pretty sure all these guys, Roger, are going to come down, and they're going to want 4 fresh tires and some fuel.
Well, halfway this time by, the 42 of Tyler Dugan coming down, the 72 of Mike Grandy also coming down pit road. Got a handful of other ones. Skip Carmen was just on pit road, I think. I am correct. Skip Carmen was on pit road. Little Jeff Pogo was just 4 laps ago, actually. He was the early bird to pit road. So we're going to have to take a look and watch how the 24 of Little Jeff Pogo comes through the field here, as it looks like a handful of other guys. It looks like the 25 of Jordan Smith now on pit road. The 57 of Ross Cato also coming down pit road, and I believe that's the 118 of Alan Westman also coming down pit road. So green flag stops are happening, but your leader is still out there. Matt Kemp still, oh, as he got loose in the tri-oval there. Big wiggle for the driver of the number 5. That could have been real bad for your leader, as Skip Carmen trying to get around your leader here, trying to get his lap back. And he has the fresh tires. He was just on pit road 3 laps ago. So Carmen on the fresher tires, but Carmen trying to be a little cautious as, you know, he's battling the leader. He wants his lap back in the worst way, but doesn't want to really force the envelope here on him.
Well, I'll tell you what, while you're talking about that fine little battle going on right there, Little Jeff Pogo passed 5 trucks in a matter of about 30 seconds. New tires is a huge difference. He's probably got over a second better times than the rest of these guys.
Looking at the last lap for Jeff Pogo, that was a 31.3. If you look up to your leader, that was a 32.7. So that Little Jeff Pogo on those new tires is moving up the speed charts real quick. The question is, though, is he going to be able to hang on to those positions? Because now, yes, he did pit 7 laps ago, and he was the first one to come down pit road. That was a bold strategy by him, Johnson, but we're going to have to see how it plays out for him.
Yeah, I agree with you. It was kind of bold, but you know what? I think he's always got a plan. I'll tell you, it don't matter what track he's at or what he's doing. I mean, this guy thinks things through, and it's kind of impressive, but he's always got a plan for something, and I'm pretty sure he knows what he's going to do.
Well, you're talking about a plan. Let's check right now your farthest up championship contender. The number 12 of Robert Duvendak finds himself in the second position, 4 seconds back from John Furness, who is your leader right now. Question is how long does Duvendak stay out there? You know he wants to lead a lap and get a bonus point, but right now all these guys are freight training him, going around him on these newer tires. If it stays green, Duvendak might be good, but if it goes, possibly to a yellow, Duvendak could be in trouble here if he comes down pit road in, a lap or two.
You're right. I'll tell you what, that one little bonus point means an awful lot, but it doesn't when they freight train you because everybody else has got new tires. And as you can see, he's just going backwards.
Yeah, he's going to need this strategy now to go green to the end so he can get on pit road after he leads the lap, get 4 fresh tires, and then possibly charge through the field when their tires are already wore out because, like we said about Jeff Pogo, he's already out there 10 laps now on his tires. That's along with Dalton Kilroe. He's also been out there for 10 laps already. So a lot of these guys have already come in, got their pit stops done. As now actually it looks like John Furness did come down pit road that time by, so that did hand the lead over to Robert Duvendak. So we're going to have to see when Robert comes down. Right now I'm only showing your top 4 that are still out there: Duvendak, Day, Hewitt, and Hagedorn. Your top 4 and your only 4 drivers that are out there. Not sure. Yep, here comes the 12 of Robert Duvendak. He's going to relinquish the lead now to Cole Day. He's going to come down pit road. He did lead the last lap, so he gets 1 bonus point there. That's going to leave Cole Day. Cole Day is going to go right to the point. He's going to lead a lap instantly, so now possibly look for the driver of the number 3 to come down pit road next time by. Not sure if Ed Hewitt came down pit road. Let's check. Ed Hewitt did not come down pit road, and neither did Jared Hagedorn, so 3 drivers still out there on track who have yet to pit. They need this race at this point to go green flag the rest of the way to possibly make up the time they're losing here on track.
Looks like Donald Bennett's coming in.
Oh, I heard somebody just hit the wall.
Cole Day, I don't know what happened to him. He tried to get into his pits there, and I don't know if he got a hold of it and spun it around or not.
Not sure. I heard somebody hit the wall, but Jared Hagedorn taking the lead right now. Actually, it looks like Ed Hewitt was the one who might have came off the corner and hit the wall. He has a lot of right front damage on that number 16 right now. That could have possibly been the bang we heard because there is no caution on track. So green flag racing. Jared Hagedorn to the point right now has not led a lap here in a couple weeks. Trying to put the CRTV machine here in victory lane from Texas, but laps are winding down. He really needs to bring the 22 down for some tires as Dalton Kilroe, Jeff Pogo's been out there 13 laps. Both those drivers have moved up substantially by pitting early. Jared Hagedorn going to lead a lap here now, but so we're just waiting on 2 drivers to make it down pit road to end the pit cycle. That's going to be the 22 of Jared Hagedorn and the 16 of Ed Hewitt. Then once those 2 drivers come down pit road, that's going to relinquish the lead right back here to where it started. Number 5 of Matt Kemp, once those 2 drivers come down, will take over the lead. But he has 2 guys hot on the heels. Galen Gidman right there and the 88 of Sean Butler. Sean Butler started all the way back in your 29th position and now finds himself in the 5th position. And right behind him, just about a tractor trailer length back.
I don't know if it was Duvendak or if it was Holly, but one of them went up there, specked the wall a little bit, and come right down to the inside.
It looks like there's possible damage on the 8 truck of Eric Holly. Not sure where it happened, Bobby. Let's see. We're going to wind her back 30 seconds, take a MaxSpeedTV replay, and see what happened between those 2. Let's wait a second. Let's find it here for you. We're going to go from a little bit overhead here from the chopper, see what happened exactly. You see Eric Holly just come off the corner right there into the outside wall. That turn 2 wall bit somebody, Bobby. It was the 8 of Eric Holly, as then you see the 12 of Robert Duvendak get around him as they went into turn number 3. So Eric Holly being the first victim of the outside wall here from Texas Motor Speedway. He puts it in the wall, now finds himself in the 18th position. Right now, he's not in a bad spot. He's not going to lose much time as I'm looking through timing and scoring. And Bobby, the 38 of Cody Levitt is only 3 positions ahead of him. Jamie Leach is 2 positions ahead of him, and Robert Duvendak is only 1 position ahead of him. So you have all 4 of your championship contenders right there. And I want to say nose to tail, but I mean they're just next to each other in timing and scoring right now. Jared Hagedorn did come down pit road. That did turn the lead back over to the number 5 of Matt Kemp. the 119 of Galen Gidman, and then the 88 of Sean Butler. Zach Nichols is also right there hot on the heels, so put 4 drivers within a second of each other battling for the lead. 51 laps green here from Texas. Could we go all 80 laps? We're going to find out here in a moment. But right now, the number 5 of Matt Kemp going to come back across the line here. It's going to be his 32nd lap led here tonight from Texas.
Gidman's running in a good close second, but then again, Butler wants it. He needs to get up there. He's got to make up some time, and he's doing a pretty good job. But I'll tell you, I just watched that replay on Holly there when he smacked that turn 2 wall. He did a heck of a job getting up on that wheel and straightening that truck out, because I thought for a minute he was going to lose it and take out his partner there. But he did a really good job keeping this thing green. I'll tell you what, Roger, 28 laps to go. Here's the question: get your calculator out in your head going there. Do they have enough fuel to go all the way?
Absolutely. Anybody who pitted after lap number 40 is by far going to have enough fuel as we go on board with the driver of the number 5. That's what he sees out in front of him. Only a couple trucks up there battling going into the corner. It looks like one might be Jared Hagedorn, and he's going to be on fresh tires, but that's exactly what the number 5 wants to see. Nobody really out in front of him, because, Galen Gidman has to look at the tail end of the number 5 right now, and Zach Nichols is also looking at the back end of a bunch of trucks. So those guys got some ground to make up on him. But back to your question there, Bobby, absolutely anybody who pitted after lap 40 with running 100% fuel load on these trucks are good to go the rest of the way.
Well, that's a good thing, because right now, only thing Matt Kemp wants to do is he just wants to keep Gidman back there a little ways, and just basically take the laps down here and stay out of trouble and hit your marks and run your line, and try to save your tires as best as you can. You're going to have some of these cats up here. They do realize, there's 26 laps to go in this race, and they got to make some moves, and they got to make it now. Unfortunately, that might not be a good thing for some of these drivers.
Well, Bobby, I'm looking at a little timing and scoring here, and if you look right now, the 5 of Matt Kemp was actually the last one of the last ones on pit road, as he was out there for, he's only out there for 12 laps. Galen Gidman, who is in second, has been out there for 13. Zach Nichols has been out there for 13, and the number 88, Sean Butler, has been out there for 16. John Furness is about 5.5 seconds back, so he's not really a factor just yet. John Furness actually has only been out there for 10 laps on tires. So Furness is actually the guy who's been out there the least, with Sean Butler being out there the longest, and you can really tell Butler might have gone too early or too hard too soon.
Exactly, but right now, Matt Kemp's favorite person on the track is going to have to be Galen Gidman right now, because he's kind of holding up Zach Nichols there, and it looks like they might be getting a little impatient with each other. Time's running out. Zach Nichols finally made the pass. Well, good for him. He definitely needed that one. He was all over his bumper there for a while.
That's going to put the driver of the 15, Zach Nichols, into that second position. Does he have enough time, though, to run down his teammate of Matt Kemp? We're going to have to click off of Zach Nichols. He's having a little bit of a connection issue. That's giving our camera a little bit of trouble. So Matt Kemp out front, still hanging on to that lead. 38 laps now led by the driver of the number 5. As you can see, Zach Nichols is in second place, but he is warping pretty bad there with his internet connection. Galen Gidman's going to slot now third. Sean Butler still in your 4th position, and John Furness rounds out your top 5.
Oh, the good news is you got yourself a lap car in between Kemp and Nichols, and well, actually he did a good thing, and he kind of went up to the top and said, "Go ahead, boys, battle it out." Another class move.
So right now, Matt Kemp has about a half-second lead over Zach Nichols. We're going to keep an eye on that as, let's see, as possibly we can go towards the rear. I don't want to say the rear, but just outside your top 10, your first championship contender, the 38 of Cody Levitt, hanging on to the 11th position right now. Nobody really in front of him. It's Dalton Kilrow, and he's about a tractor trailer and a half length in front of him. Then right behind Cody's going to be the 2 of Jamie Leach and Robert Duvendak battling it out. Duvendak trying to make a charge back up into the top 10, as he's only been out there for 13 laps on his tires, so he actually has the freshest tires out of the guys inside your top 15.
One thing we're going to have to start watching, Roger, is eventually here we're coming down with 19 laps to go. At some point in time, these guys are going to have to basically they're going to start overdriving their trucks into these turns. They're going to start to get a little bit loose, and of course your favorite turn 2 wall is going to come up and bite them like a rattlesnake in the high weeds.
That's right. Waiting to see possibly on this long run if anybody's going to find the turn 2 exit, but talking about a guy who already found the turn 2 exit, points leader, the number 8 of Eric Holly, finds himself now all the way back in the 20th position. So this is a 1.5 mile track, and downforce really does matter, and so does straight quarter panels on these trucks. As the 8 of Eric Holly, I'm just watching timing and scoring, and he's actually about 3 to 4 miles an hour off the pace with that damage on the front end of the number 8 truck. So a rough night here from Texas already for the 8 of Eric Holly. He's probably wishing for a caution right now so he can come down and get that 8 truck, you know, kind of repaired, put 4 fresh tires on her, and see if she turns any better. Right now, I bet she's plowing like a dump truck with that damage.
Probably is. You know what? We're not even going to call it a dump truck right now where me and you are at, Roger. We're going to call it a snowplow.
That's a good point, as it's snowing like the dickens outside, but out front still Matt Kemp. He probably wishes it would snow right now out the tailgate of that truck, because right now Zach Nichols, 0.33 seconds behind. So he is closed in just a little bit on the back bumper. Does Zach Nichols have anything left, as he has had to drive through the field from the 28th position all the way to second, and now he is nipping on the heels of the number 5 of Matt Kemp. 17 laps to go, 16 laps once we get back to the start-finish line. Your top 5 has not changed. It's still Kemp, Nichols, Gidman, Butler, and Furness. Dugan's in your 6th position. Cato's in your 7th position. Mike Grandy is in your 8th. Brennan Bogo is 9th, and now Robert Duvendak just cracked the top 10 as he's going to go right around Cody Lovett right here. He's going to...
These two guys have been battling out like crazy. And finally, Duvendak was able to get past Cody Lovett. Cody might have ran some of his tires off just a little bit right there, trying to keep Robert back behind him here in this later part of this race.
We're going to have to see how that plays out, but back out front, though, the gap is shrinking again. Now it's about a 2-car length lead for the number 15 of Matt Kemp as he's going to come across the line. Now it's about a car and a half. 15 to go here from Texas Motor Speedway. Who is going to come home victorious? These two battled it out for the last lap at Pocono last week, and now it's coming down to the nitty-gritty once again, and these two are battling it out again. As Matt Kemp just actually blinked off screen, now he comes back. I was worried there for a moment that he was going to be DQ'd for internet connection, but he is back once again, and you see him hugging the bottom lane.
Hugging the bottom lane is exactly what he's going to do, and he's going to basically make Zach Nichols, if you want to pass me, you're going to have to give me the old boot and run, or you're going to have to pass me on the high side, because I am protecting this bottom for 13 more laps.
Yeah, as you see, these guys drive a little bit 2 different lines as they go down into turns 1 and 2. It seemed like Nichols entered a little bit later than Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp's still going to be able to hold off, though, the driver of the 15, as he's trying to park it as low as he can to not, allow any fresh air to the number 15. But you see him right there about a, tire track up there that time off 3 and 4. So he's allowing that fresh air to the front nose of the 15, and that's allowing the 15 to get a good turn.
What the 15's got to do, he has got to try to get up in there and get some momentum and possibly take him in the high side, or like I said, give him the old-fashioned bump and run deal that everybody, whoa, he is sideways coming around there like a sprint car.
Well, number 15 is Zach Nichols, was right up all over the number 5 there of Matt Kemp, and that got the 15 all sorts of out of shape. That's going to allow Matt Kemp a little bit of breathing room. Now it's back to about a 2-car, 2.5-car, actually 3-car lead now for the number 5 of Matt Kemp as he comes back across the line here. 12 laps to go from Texas.
That's one thing Matt Kemp was so glad to see. It was the side of Zach Nichols' car going around a turn like that. All that momentum that he worked so hard to get up there and get on him and possibly make a move towards the later part of this race coming up right here at the end. Now he's got to fight himself all the way to try to get back up there and get up underneath his nose again to make another move. The question is, does he have enough tire wear, and does he have enough laps?
Well, right now, 11 to go. This time at the line, the lead shrinks once again. It's about a car length and a half back to the number 15. So this is going to be one heck of a 10-lap shootout here between these two drivers. Who is going to outlast the other? The top 5 has still not changed. Still Kemp, Nichols, Gidman, Butler, and Furness rounds out your top 5. 5 strong competitors, but it's going to come down to these two, Matt Kemp and Zach Nichols. Will a late race caution come into effect here? These two do not want to see one, as they got a 2.5-second lead over Galen Gidman. They want to battle this out mano y mano, just the 2 teammates, the 15 and the 5. Working up here on a little bit of lap traffic. I believe that's going to be the Driver of the I think that's the 03, is it? Of Bradley Allison. Bradley Allison right there in the 03, going to go to the high lane. He's going to allow both your leaders here to go around them. So no harm, no foul there. As you see, still a connection issue with the number 15 and Zach Nichols in and out.
And I'll tell you what, that's something. It's hard enough that you're losing your tire wear, you're running out of laps, you're trying to catch a guy.
Eric Holly on the pit road spinning. Eric Holly, your championship points leader, right now having a bad day as is. Now making it even worse. He spins out coming onto pit road. He's hit the inside wall. He's going to gather it up, though. He's going to get it turned around. We'll go back up here, though, to your leaders. As Eric Holly is still coming down pit road. He's shown in your 25th position, 26th position. He's going to continue to lose positions now. So his day went from bad to even worse, as now you see the 15 of Zach Nichols onto the back bumper of Matt Kemp coming off turn 4. You couldn't have stuck a piece of paper between those two drivers as they came through turns 3 and 4. 8 laps to go this time at the line. Matt Kemp still leading the way. Zach Nichols literally breathing down his neck on that bumper of the 5 machine.
If he's going to pass him, Roger, he's going to have to pass him up on the high side coming off of turn 4. And you know what? I just don't know if he's going to be able to get that kind of a run off that right now. Matt Kemp is just holding his line, hitting his marks perfectly every single lap. He's hitting it great, and he's actually pulling away on the in the turns, less the straightaway. And I just don't think Zach's going to have enough. But you know what? He's going to give it everything he's got right here and force him to make a mistake here with only 6 laps to go.
Just a handful of laps to go here, Bobby, and these guys aren't just driving here on iRacing. These two guys race their, I'm not sure if they're quarter midgets or what they are exactly, but as you see the number 15 of Zach Nichols go to the outside of Matt Kemp, that time entering turn number 3. Maybe he can get a run off the high side and dive underneath the 5. Doesn't look like it's going to work for him just yet. But Bobby, these guys do battle it out over the summer months there at their local short track, dirt track, so they're used to being side-by-side, nose-to-tail with each other, and here they are on iRacing here on the internet side doing the same exact thing with trucks that have more horsepower, more downforce. Now just 5 laps to go once we get back to the line.
I'm sure both of these guys are right in their element right now. They want to be up against each other. They want to bump and run. They want to bang off each other. I mean, that's what they live for. That's what they love to do. And I'm sure that Zach Nichols is doing everything in his power to get up there here with only coming up on 5 laps to go.
Bobby, I'm looking at the grass, and it looks like somebody had spun through the grass. I'm not sure who it was. There's somebody in front of him sideways. That's going to end the race. I think that was the number 10 of Morgan Beard.
And he almost took out Zach Nichols. He had to make a NASCAR evasive maneuver, if you will, to avoid hitting him.
Well, let's go back just a little bit. That might have been the grass that we saw there on the inside. Not sure who else was involved in that. I did see another truck, because that's not the vehicle we're looking for. Here's the vehicle we're looking for. The number 10 of Morgan Beard was running with the driver 25 of Jordan Smith and the number 8 of Eric Holly as they worked down into turn 3 and 4. Morgan Beard holding that inside lane, just a little bobble actually off that white line. Looks like he might have got a little help, possibly from the 25's front bumper of Jordan Smith, and that sent the number 10 of Morgan Beard sliding through the grass. Morgan had it locked down, and he had it pretty well saved. He tried to get out of the way. Jeff Pogo found the wall, and as the number 10 came up to speed there, I'm not sure. He just lost it, it looks like, possibly when he went to go put it in gear. And then Evan Pienta in the 00 is actually the one who smacked him. Evan Pienta being the unfortunate bystander. Nothing he was going to do there. Let's go back just a little bit. Let's see if we can find Evan Pienta and see what happened from his point of view. Let's go on board with driver of the 00, Evan Pienta. You see it happen in front of him, and it was just too late for the 00 to react at all. He saw a bunch of smoke, and unfortunately, his day is going to go up in smoke after he drills the number 10 of Morgan Beard.
But, tell you what, Matt Kemp was probably screaming like crazy on his rig when that caution flag came out, because I tell you, Zach Nichols was just fighting him all up and down. He was working him hard on the top and the bottom, and I really believe that it would have been a really good battle right there in that last lap. He was trying so hard to set him up.
He was trying hard as it came down to the same two drivers that it came down to last week at Pocono Raceway, and it's going to end the same exact way. Matt Kemp's going to come home the winner here from Texas if he can just make 3 more laps here under caution, because we are not going to go back green flag racing. Zach Nichols is going to have to settle once again for a second place finish. Well, Bobby, what an exciting race we just saw here from Texas. I know it's not exactly just over yet, but I mean, we're going to be pacing here to the end. We saw 76 green flag laps until we saw our first caution flag wave here, and unfortunately the first caution flag waved is going to be the only caution flag wave. Tonight we saw a couple guys up into that turn 2 wall, one of them being Eric Holly substantially, and then Eric Holly making his night a little bit worse by finding the pit entrance wall yet. You know, just to put the topping on the ice cream, I guess.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but as, you know, the saying goes in Days of Thunder, he hit everything but the pace car tonight. He definitely had a bad night.
He had a bad night, and, well, while we're still pacing with 2 to go, let's take a look and see where your championship contenders are right now. And no, it's not the end of the race yet, but Robert Duvendak is slotted right now in your 8th position. Cody Levitt in the 38 is going to come home with a top 10 finish. Jamie Leach is in your 12th position right now, and unfortunately, your points leader right now going to be the first. Sorry, I was going to say first car lap down, but that's incorrect. Bradley Allison's going to be your first car lap down. Eric Holly is 2 laps down in your 25th position. So not the day Eric Holly wanted to have, but he came in with a 29-point cushion over the 38 of Levitt. Levitt going to come out of here, though. 0 incident points, I believe, for the driver of the 38 and a top 10 finish. So he's going to narrow that gap quite a bit.
Yeah, all these guys, you know, my hat's off to all of them because they put on a good show and they did a really good job, you know, basically keeping their noses clean throughout this race. You know as well as I do that Texas is nasty. Tears up your tires, that turn 2 wall comes out and bites you and you don't even know it. But all these guys did a really good job tonight handling their trucks and keeping their noses clean.
Well, Bobby, I'm not sure yet. Final lap, we're not going back green flag racing. There for a moment, Zach Nichols got me a little worried. I thought we were going back green flag racing and we weren't going to be ready for it, but nope, the white flag is out. We are going to race or end this race under caution. So your top 5, if they make it back around, is going to be Kemp, Nichols, Furness, Butler, and Dugan going to round out your top 5 here tonight.
Like I said, it was a great race. All these guys did a really good job. Kemp and Nichols, they done a really good job running. John Furness, as usual, he's always up there. Sean Butler, who's doing a great job. I mean, you know, basically, I hate to say it, but, you know, little Jeff Pogo and poor old Eric Holly, they had a pretty rough night tonight. But the rest of these guys, you know, I think they did very well.
Jeff Pogo trying to play the tire strategy, being the first guy down pit road. Not sure how well that played out for him as we didn't get to see, you know, the complete green flag run. I know he was running in about the 20th position, so possibly, you know, a four position gain for the driver of the 24. Started in your 26th position. He's going to come home in your 16th position. So didn't quite get the pogo stick bouncing like he would have liked to, but I guess that's not that bad as you see your drivers lining up there, you know. 1, 2, 3 there for your teammates. Matt Kemp, Zach Nichols, John Furness says they're going to drive around, do a victory lap 3x3 this time by. So the checker flag waving from here from Texas. Matt Kemp going to go back-to-back wins here, so congratulations to Matt Kemp. Well, as these drivers drive around on their victory lap, their pace lap, whatever you want to call it, the cool-down lap, chasing each other, I'm not sure what you want to call it. We're going to let Matt Kemp do his burnout. We're going to get to a couple of these drivers here wound up here, or wrangle them up here in TeamSpeak, and we're going to bring you the post-race show here from Texas. Don't go anywhere. You're going to want to hear how Matt Kemp held off the driver of the 15, Zach Nichols. Well, welcome back to the Texas Motor Speedway, ladies and gentlemen. You just watched the TNT Truck Series, part of the USRA league out here on iRacing, and Matt Kemp's going to walk away with another victory back-to-back weeks after a long 16-week drought of not being able to find victory lane. Matt Kemp going back-to-back, Pocono last week, Texas this week. But we caught up with one of his actual teammates here, the driver of the 26, John Furnace. You got a copy with us.
Yeah, 10-4, I got you.
Well, John, congratulations on coming home with a top 3 finish here from the Texas Motor Speedway. You started towards the back, actually, I believe. Tell us how the track conditions were out there for yourself and working the 26 into a top 3 position.
Yeah, it was really tight out there. Like you said, we finished top 3 with my 2 teammates in front of me, Matt Kemp and Zach Nichols. Congrats to them. But I guess it's a little bit like kissing your sister, you know. Finish 3rd out of the 3 teammates is no good because we want to win them all. But yeah, it was pretty tight. We tried some crazy pit strategy there, and it just didn't work out. So
Yeah, kissing your sister. Roger can be. Roger's familiar with that, so he understands that term.
yeah, I've heard.
I know. That's why I went there. Okay. Anyway, nothing spells loving like marrying your cousin. That's my motto.
Oh, that's a good motto.
Hey, I love your color of your truck, my friend.
Yeah, we brought out the pink bunny tonight. Just had to bring that one back. Haven't run that in a while. A pretty special paint scheme here for all the kids. You know, they seem to love that stuff. Rainbows, bunnies, seals, and unicorns. You know, all that good stuff.
Well, I was stoked because at first Roger first thought it was the My Little Pony, and that's been a very successful paint scheme for you. So when I realized it wasn't My Little Pony, I didn't pick you for the win.
Yeah, you instantly knew it wasn't My Little Pony. That truck's pretty special.
Yeah.
So we'll probably bring that one out here one more time at the end of the year and see if we can't park it in victory lane.
Well, John, we can't wait to see that My Little Pony out on track. I'm not going to lie, I did call it out as the My Little Pony truck before we went live here from the Texas race. But hey, congratulations once again on your 3rd place finish. Looking forward to seeing the My Little Pony truck out on track. But is there anybody you got to thank that helps the 26 machine week in and week out here pretty much dominate?
Well, you know, as always, I'd like to thank the league admins. I'd like to thank you guys, the league sponsors, everybody that helps put this show on. It's a lot of fun to run in this league a couple nights a week. Really enjoy it. I hope we can keep going, maybe come back and try and run for points in the truck series or whatever we run next time. So it'll be a lot of fun. It's a good deal.
Well, congratulations once again on your 3rd place finish. That's the driver of the 26. It's not the My Little Pony truck. Don't mistake it. Well, we're not quite sure what it is, but all the kids love it, he said. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But, Bobby, I think you caught up with his teammate, actually.
Yeah, I did. Zach Nichols, you got a copy. It's Bobby and Roger.
Yes.
Man, I got to tell you, my friend, you kind of had me standing up on my rig on my feet there and had me right up into these triple monitors. You was setting him up for possibly, I'm going to think, a last-minute run there until that caution came out.
Yeah, I mean, it was one heck of a battle with Matt. I mean, we started back in the pack, 28th, and somehow, I don't know how, but we took that first lap cautious because sometimes there's always that first lap caution, which is usually a big one. So we took that one cautious and drove through the field, and we somehow were there at the end, but that was hard to get around. I tried to set him up a couple times, trying to get off of him, off of 2, and I hit the apron, I think twice, which got me really sideways, and I had to try and catch him again. And then once we got to his back bumper, that caution came out, which was very, very sad for me.
Now, when that caution did come out there, I noticed you had to make a little bit of a NASCAR evasive maneuver to kind of get out of the way of the number 10 right there. You was about ready to hit him head on. I'm pretty sure here when we're done with this interview, you got some shorts to probably change.
Yeah, I mean, he was going straight, so then all of a sudden he went sideways. I don't know what happened, but yeah, he went sideways and it kind of scared me. I was half tempted because I knew the caution was going to come out, so I was going to fly through the apron to pass him, but that's not how I drive. So.
Oh, you did a really good job, I'll tell you that. I mean, you guys are running great. It's always fun watching you guys up there battle it out. I know there you were fighting him really, really hard. You got right up to his bumper, and like I said, you kind of caught that apron just a little bit, and it knocked your momentum back down, and you had to fight your way back up to his bumper again. And of course, the caution came out and screwed that for you. But hey, you got to be happy. You came home with a second place finish, and teammates are teammates. It really doesn't kind of matter who wins as long as it's a teammate, unless it's me and Roger, of course. We're teammates, but I don't want him to win. I don't like him. But you guys get along really good together, and it's kind of nice to see how you guys run together out there. And looking forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
You have yourself a good one, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, there you heard it from the driver of the 15, Bobby. It just wasn't enough, I guess, time left in the bank for the driver of the 15 as he started back in that 28th position. He motored that number 15 to a second place finish. That's 2 weeks in a row. Zach Nichols is going to come home second place to the guy who won it here tonight. That's going to end up being the driver of the number 5, Matt Kemp, once again. Matt, congratulations and welcome back to the booth for the second week in a row.
Oh, thanks. I'm not too used to this yet, but and who knows, that might be my last one ever. So I got to soak them up while they're here, but yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, we talked to you last week from Pocono, and you said Pocono really wasn't the track you thought you were going to kind of break the seal on and get a victory. You said you probably had a better shot here at Texas, and you backed it up. You went out there, I didn't want to say you dominated, but you had a good practice time, and then you put the number 5 on the pole here, and you backed it up, leading 60 laps out of the 80 laps here tonight, and you put her back in victory lane with a new paint, with the same paint scheme as last week.
Yeah, I'm half convinced right now that it's the paint scheme. But so I'm going to keep that on there next week just to see. But who knows there in the end? We were running real close times with Zach, and I think it showed tonight that this is his track, man. I mean, he's insane here, and that showed tonight. I couldn't believe how hard he was pushing me at the end after starting 28th. He came all the way from the back to beating on my back bumper there with just 5 to go, and it would have been interesting to see how it panned out, but we were pretty close.
Yeah, you think if we had the green flag run all the way to lap number 80, you were going to be able to hold off the driver of the 15, or was he coming with the charge? Because you guys were on the same tire strategy.
Yeah, I was, again, that's kind of why I was surprised he was able to track me down from as far back as he was and get right to my back bumper. So, I mean, I held off a couple charges from him there, and who knows if we'd have run in some lap traffic, maybe he'd have been able to use me as a pick or what would have happened, but either way, we came out on top, and No Chance Motorsports ended up 1, 2, 3, so that was pretty darn cool.
Yeah, No Chance Motorsports coming home, taking all 3 podium positions here from Texas. But Matt, we got one last question. Do you think if we went green flag racing to the end that Zach Nichols might have pushed you out of the way there?
I'd kind of hope so, but also kind of not hope so. I don't know. I mean, I don't think he would have. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure we'll have another time like that where that'll come into play, and I don't mind a little bit. I know Zach is a good driver. He wouldn't dump me on purpose, and I give him permission to use the bumper because I know that'll be exciting for all you guys. But we'll see. We'll see if I'm ever even in front of him again, coming down to it. But either way.
Well, Matt, and we're going to hand you the mic here now. It's going to be your, 30 seconds, minute, whatever you use. Tell these fans anything you got to tell them. Thank all your sponsors, your teammates. Don't thank Bobby.
All right, well then especially no thanks to Bobby. Yeah, but thank you, Roger. Thank you, and everyone at the broadcast.
Oh,
Bobby.
Lord. Did you pay him to say that, Roger?
Absolutely.
Man, I wish he would have. Maybe I'll wager that in next time. But got to thank my teammates for a great race, especially Zach. He raced me clean there in the end, and I always appreciate that. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, everyone at the league, they do a great job, so thanks to them as well.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations once again, Matt Kemp, for going back-to-back last week at Pocono, and this week wheeling the number 5, the Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boats machine into victory lane once again here from Texas. Well, Bobby, next week we take it to a whole different world. Next week we're going to wind them up. We're going to go to Talladega Motor Speedway for the second to last race of the season. Eric Holly lost a little bit of his points lead tonight here at Texas. Cody Levitt's going to now be within, I think I'm looking probably going to be right around the 10-point lead going into Talladega for Eric Holly. Jamie Leach also gaining a little bit of positions, and Robert Duvendak actually gaining a ton of points back on him. But that's practically going to do it for us here for the USRA, the TNT Truck Series here from the Texas Motor Speedway. Next week, you can catch us at the same time here on the Max Speed YouTube channel, live from Talladega. And talking about Talladega, one moment here quick. I see a message just came across the bulletin board. Robert Duvendak, one of the USRA guys, he is going to be hosting a Talladega race here, a truck race in preparation for next week's race. So anybody interested in that, look up Robert Duvendak over there in the hosted session. But for everybody at MaxSpeedTV, the USRA, the TNT Truck Series, I'm Roger Muth. That's Bobby Johnson. Until next time, knuckleheads.
Hey, ya.